guys, welcome to the 3D Animation Hub. My name is Brian, a 3D animator, and today we're going to be reacting to Awaken. This is a cinematic by League of Legends, by Riot, and it is spectacular. I remember watching this a year and a half ago when it came out, and it just blew my mind. And some of it actually reminded me of Brandon Sanderson's The Stormlight Archive series, which amazing book series, go check it out. But if you're not familiar with how we do things on this channel, we first react to cinematics, then we pop it over to Sync Sketch and review it from an animator's perspective, maybe dissect some of the animation, maybe try and figure out what some of the thought process was behind some of the scenes. And if all that sounds like a good time, make sure to smash that like button, hit the sub button to stay notified of future animation related videos. This is an amazing cinematic, so let's hop in, let's watch this. Alright, so once again, I've actually seen this about a year and a half ago, but it's been a long time. I just remember it being very awesome. I don't actually remember all the scenes that we're gonna see, so my reaction is gonna be genuine. And so let's watch it together. I'll probably comment on it as we're watching it, and then once it's done, again, we'll hop it over to Sync Sketch, go kind of frame by frame, and check out some of the cool animation scenes that we saw. Let's do this. The music's really freaking good too, as usual. Okay, so this is the scene that I said reminds me of The Light Archive by Brandon Sanderson. It's just so well done. Oh my god. The expressions, the textures. Is that really good? Picking up, it's picking up. Whoa. Oh shit. Ah! Goosebumps! Goosebumps! I love it. Oh shit. That's so freaking good. Ooh, something caught his interest there. This is so good. I think I just got goosebumps like 4 times just during that last 1 minute of animation. Holy shit. Just the combination of the music, how the animation kind of matches the beat. So good. It creates such a nice atmosphere. It's really beautiful. How do you not see that? Oh. He wants a fair fight. Gave her the sword. That's the scene. That jump is what reminds me of that book. It's so nice. Scion. Last second help. We got Akali and Karma. Ribbon versus Darius. So good. Yasuo! Of course, Yasuo's in the back farming while his teammates are fighting the Scion. Typical. Cannon ulti. Oh shit. Whew. Holy shit. Oh my god, my heart's like racing. It was so good. It just takes you in. It just takes you to that world. That's so good. All right, let's pop that bad boy into Sync Sketch. See what kind of cool shit we can find. Alright, the tablet's coming out. Go, our stylus. So the first thing we're gonna look at is this scene that kind of just, you know, it's playing along as the music's going, and it's just in the beginning where it's building up, so you don't really pay too much of attention for it. It's just trying to set the scene of what's happening. But my god, does it set the scene so freaking well. So it's right after this. We're looking at Dravis here. Draven. We're looking at Draven here. Unbelievable. Holy schnitzel hazard cake. Look at this shit. Look at this. You can tell he has absolutely no interest in what's happening down there. Not because he's not interested in fights, it's just, it seems very boring for him at this point. And that's the kind of feeling you get from him. He's kind of just like spinning his blade, and just him spinning his blade too. Let's take a look at that. So he catches his blade, he's playing around with it, he's moving his hand, and he starts swinging his hand up, and even flicks his wrist upwards to spin the knife. Catches it, you know, fingers. There's no tweening here. There's nothing moving at the same time. Everything. This seems like a shot that the animator was given a lot of time to complete. They were given enough time to individually go and animate, like these fingers curling and catching the knife, and just like very subtle movements that really sell the action. So we have him, I don't know, like checking his nail here or something, and he's like very heavy with like very heavy eyelids. He just looks over, like tilts his head, takes a look at the arena, is like, yep, nothing going on there. Then he starts, I'm looking here, and he starts spinning his knife again on that one finger. We got these fingers traveling at their own, like everything's animated to perfection here. So here when he's swinging up, his fingers kind of like, he's lost feeling in them. He's not really controlling them willingly. He's moving his hand, and so his fingers kind of like overlap upwards when he does this. And the animator for sure had a reference for this, and they must have copied it like to the teeth, because this is very well done. Like you see the fingers are spread out here, and then as he swings his hand that way, the fingers kind of crunch up together over here, and the blade is spinning around this one finger. And so what's actually happening here with the blade, what I'm going to assume is happening, is that there is a, let me change the color here. There's two controllers here controlling this knife. This bigger controller is constrained to this part of the finger. So when he moves his hand, the knife kind of like follows his hand, and the animator is using this second inner controller to actually animate the knife spinning. And so the knife follows the finger. It doesn't matter where the hand goes, the knife follows the finger. And then the animator is animating the knife by itself. Yeah, so they're just animating the knife spinning here. But they've done such an amazing job of like matching the spin and like the speed of the hand. There's like a lot of small intricate detail that has gone into this. And here Draven takes like a deep breath. His eyelids start coming down, like, and then looks over to the side. It's like, oh god, I'm so freaking bored. If only Raven could show up and I can fight her. But yeah, I just wanted to really quick talk about like how much animation had gone into that like 3 seconds of him just like spinning a blade and going like, you could just read the entire mood of the shot. You could tell what the shot was about. The shot was about him being bored out of his mind and not having a challenge. And you could tell that without seeing anything else. Just that. Him on top looking down like, that's that. That's just some amazing acting choices followed by very amazing animation. So back again to the arena. This is where Riven comes out. So back to Draven again. Here we see that, you know, he's a little intrigued. It's like, oh, who's this that just came out of the hole? He's not too interested yet. But Riven comes out looking straight at him. This is how we know that's his goal. Sorry, this is how we know that's her goal. Her goal is Draven here, and she comes out knowing it. So she's looking at him, then right before these guys attack, she starts tilting her head, and at the very last second starts looking down. It's like, all right, let's do this. I know what I have to do to get to Draven. Okay, I gotta be honest with you guys. For a year and a half, I've been looking for an excuse to go through this sequence frame by frame, and this is my chance. I managed to get off work on time, so I'm able to make a video, and I really wanted to do something I like, and that was reviewing this cinematic. I just freaking love it. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go frame by frame, just for my own sake, and then I'll share some of the stuff that I like with you guys here. So just back to the ribbon sequence. Just this entire scene is beautiful. There's a lot of like great body mechanic going on. So here we see her shifting her weight, just putting that foot down, getting ready to shift her weight. And as she sees the spear coming, she goes into an arc from this side to this side, shifting her weight from her screen left foot to her screen right foot, dodging that spear, and then at the same time she's swinging down her arm to grab this chain. Now here we cut scenes, and I guess what they were going for was like a fast-paced kind of like, you know, fight scene, because it's like a montage of like many different characters. So they didn't have time to fully, you know, do like full-on sequences for every character. So in this scene, you know, she grabs the chain and her other arm is over here. It's a very dynamic and beautiful pose, by the way. She grabs the chain with one hand, and then when we cut, not only is her pose different, but she already has the chain in both hands. She's already grabbed the chain. They kind of insinuated that she's grabbing the chain, and then they just, you know, they cut into a scene where she's already has it in her hands. And this, oh my god. Kind of like dodges it like this, wraps the chain around this guy's poor neck, and tilts him over. So good. So good. That's so good. And then she follows it up by looking at Driven. It's like, are you gonna waste my time, or are you gonna come down here? Slight little squint on Draven here. His eyebrows are just going in very slightly. His upper lids are going down, and then his lower lids by about like 1/3 of how much the upper lids went down. The lower thirds come up by about 1/3 of that. And she's like, boom, kind of like mic drop type of moment. She starts walking away. I don't know if that's to aggro him, but then of course Draven drops the sword down, and I'm not interested in this. I want to go back to that scene. We're back. Alright. Riven's got her sword. This is I love this scene. I love that he just like very loosely just goes onto one hand, leaps off. At the same time he's grabbing his blades in the back. Drops down with a classic like 3-point landing and smoke coming off when the hero lands, except he's the villain. Oh, this is so freaking cool. So Draven here shoots his blades at Riven. Riven bounces them off, and you can see the weight of the sword is very heavy. She's like, it's when she swings it, her body kind of moves. She's got to like use her body to drag the sword back. Yeah, Draven's in his element right here. He's just having fun. He's like leaps through the air, slides on his knees. This is so good. So I kind of missed this earlier. Here we see Draven bringing his arm down, and I didn't know why, but then now that I'm going frame by frame, I just realized he's bleeding out of his right nostril. And you know, usually when you get hit in the face, you're not happy about it, but this man is just, this is it. This is what he's been waiting for. He's been bored out of his mind. Finally, he got a challenge. He's bleeding. He's a freaking crackhead. He's like, he's just laughing and just charges towards Riven here. Look at that. And this is how you know it's like a very powerful blow. Look how he has his entire body into it. He's like leaned back like this, swinging back with his entire core. Look at this swing. Just, yeah. That's so good. And then Riven kind of just like pushes it aside like it was nothing. Oh my god, I just realized what scene we got to. Or what part we got to. So Riven brings the blade down. So Riven swings back, creates this kind of like nice C curve, if I can actually draw. And then, boom! Makes this a nice reverse C curve. And Draven's kind of got like a reverse C curve here going on as well. And it just, looks so good. Look at that impact. They even squashed the Draven's head here to show the impact. Squashing out, or sorry, stretching out. Love that little stumble there too. The cog is going up, comes down, and then it goes up again. So it's kind of like a bouncing ball, which looks really nice. I think I caught a little smirk there on Riven too. Riven just starts smiling here too. So I guess this is near the end, and this is the last charge. Draven's obviously going in and giving it his all, and dude, I love this jump by Riven. Look at that. So she comes in, bounces off the ground in like a I was gonna say perfect arc, but that does not look like a perfect arc. Something like that. Comes in like a perfect arc, and the sword is kind of like trailing that arc. And she goes into this very nice Seeker pose. Draven's in this very dynamic, like I guess kind of like a reverse Seeker. It's like a reverse Seeker pose. It's a very dynamic pose. I love it. And this is where they clash. We don't actually get to see it, I don't think. And this is kind of like the end of the cinematic. It's like where both forces, both protagonist and antagonist, just collide. Man, that was so freaking good. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. If you enjoy this type of videos, if you enjoy animation videos, then make sure to subscribe. We try to upload weekly depending on my actual work schedule. And yeah, huge shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for your continuous support of the channel. With all that out of the way, happy animating, and I will see you guys in the next video.